Hello guys. Okay, as I see, finally we solved this issue. Just 1 minute and we can go on again. Okay, so now everything looks fine as I see. Okay, so let's get back to our economic data, what may happen in the coming days. We are going to look at the economic calendar. For today, we didn't have anything at all, so all the market was very poor, as we can see. What will be very interesting will be tomorrow and the day after tomorrow, because the market is going to very interesting will be tomorrow and the day after tomorrow, because the market is going to just a moment, everything looks good. Okay, so the market is going to face the CPI data and also the FOMC data. So what we have to expect tomorrow? As we can see, tomorrow we have the CPI data that will come out from the US front. Just 1 minute. They will be approximately at the same time of the New York opening. Thank you all for joining again, and sorry for the delay. It happens, this type of problems. What is very interesting is that we are going to face the CPI data that all the market is focused. During the previous week and also during this week, the market is almost frozen. Nothing is moving and nothing is performing as it should do, because all the focus is on FOMC and the CPI data and how the market is going to interpret this data. So let's go on the first one with the CPI data. CPI data is expected to be 6.1% and it was 6.3%. We are talking about the CPI data related with food and energy, and it is expected to come lower than it was before. But what does it mean for the market? So for the market, it means that if the inflation numbers are going to come lower than expected, or I guess also in line with expected but lower than the previous one, it is expected from FOMC that they will not increase in the interest rates during the coming months. During the previous CPI data, we saw Powell to say that we are going to support the US dollar and different things. After some days, we saw the FOMC, the Fed representative, to come out and to share another message that they are going to slow down with the increase in the interest rates. We have to know that a slowdown on the interest rates is not bad at all in the actual conditions, considering that the inflation is slowing down. Let's say a slowdown on the interest rates it means that the market is going to breathe again. So the loans that businesses and individual loans that are going to be used, they will not be so expensive, at least not as expensive as everyone was expected. So it will be nearly 4%. But what is important is the fact that Fed should say definitely this time that probably they will stop until the second decision. So this is the most important thing. But if we are going to look at this time high inflation data, it means that we are going to anticipate an aggressive policy statement from the Fed, from FOMC and from Fed on Wednesday, so the day after tomorrow. This is a very critical point. If the CPI data that we are expecting tomorrow, they will come out let's say 6%, 6.1%, it means that on Wednesday we are not going to look at an aggressive Fed monetary policy statement. So their decision might be a bit smooth, let's say, not so aggressive. However, we have to be very careful, because I think that probably the market will begin the movement tomorrow, and probably the market will not begin to move on Wednesday during FOMC as everyone is expecting, because of this indicator, because this is crucial considering the actual market conditions. But what are we going to face on Wednesday as well? Because the day is very, very important. What is very important on the part, we can see that on the USD front, we have Fed interest rate decision, that is the first one. We have Fed's monetary policy statement, that they are going to show their expectations according to the policy that they are going to follow during the coming month and the coming months probably. It depends from the CPI data a lot, this type of monetary policy statement. And what I see as a key indicator this time is that we have economic projection. This is going to be crucial, in my opinion. During June and also during September, they said that we are going to stop up to 4.65% for 2023. So this was the interest rate projection during that moment of time, but everything was related with the CPI data and how the US economy was going to perform during that moment. And what is the most important part right now is that after we are going to look at the CPI data that are going to be released tomorrow, Fed is going to share their decision about the economic projection. So if their economic projection is going to be, let's say they are not going to increase the interest rate projection, this is going to be something flat up to dovish statement considering Fed, and probably this will create a slightly dovish movement on the USD pair. So we may see a weak USD at that moment. However, in my opinion, we may face different problems considering that the CPI data will be tomorrow. The day after tomorrow, we are going to look at FOMC, but everyone knows, because they already said that we are going not to be so aggressive in the market right now, considering that the market is actually recovering a little bit. So with these two, we have probably a lot of data that we may face also a false movement from the USD dollar. So probably USD dollar is not going to be so weak as everyone is expecting. In my opinion, I think that considering that Fed already had the possibility to have a weaker dollar all of this month and they supported their economy, I don't think that they will kill their economy right now. So I don't think that they will support a weaker USD dollar for the coming months. So this is something that, to be honest, I'm not understanding if they want a stronger dollar or a weaker dollar. So if everything will be in line, probably from the CPI data, we may anticipate a weaker dollar, but if Fed is going to come out and they will show strength during their speech, and Powell, we know that he speculates a lot with the numbers and what he expects from the US economy, we may see the USD dollar to recover again. So this is the problem that we may face with many up and downs. So let's get back to our charts right now, because we are going to look at what is happening with indexes as well. The first and the most important one that we are going to look at is the dollar index. We have seen it several times that the price is already developing here below an expanded pattern. So this is the pattern that we are actually looking at, and we may see the price to continue lower. However, as I see at this moment, it's a very critical moment. We have to be very careful. The first one is that the price is actually close to the first support, and it might also extend up to the next one. However, let's delete this. Let's go back on the 4-hour time frame. Many are actually speculating when it comes to dollar index that it is going to move down because everyone is expecting that FOMC is going to be dovish this time. So we have to be careful because most of the time it moves on the opposite direction. We have seen this several times. So this part of the structure that is moving up and down is just showing to us that the price is not giving up. So it will be a news event. It will not be related only with the technical perspective at all. It will be highly speculative at this moment. Look at the waves, how they are moving up and down. All the time that we see a new low, we see a deep move within the structure. So this is making the things more complex, in my opinion, how I'm actually looking at the dollar index. What is very interesting is that the price is actually creating also this possible scenario. So we are facing different scenarios right now. We may see the price to develop in this way. This is a possible move, but we are also in another move that if we are going to change the shape of the pattern, we can see that the probability is also for this type of triangle pattern, and price can continue lower again. So overall the market is not clear. That is why this pattern is just expanding in time. It is getting more complex. And we are going to look at the clear movement tomorrow. On the lower time frame, what is happening with the dollar index? Because this is also interesting, but it's also complex, and I don't like this at all. Price created this small move. This was the first ABC move. And we can see that price created this type of wedge pattern. And we have also another wedge pattern that price completed right now. So this is getting also interesting on the other side. So how are the chances that probably we may see another pattern to complete this type of move? So in my opinion, these chances are very high. As we can see, the price created the same similar move here, and it is creating the same move at this point. So probably we can see the dollar index to increase value again. This setup will be invalidated, and probably we may face the bearish movement in advance, probably if price is going to move lower. And with lower, I mean that if price is going to break this part of the structure, because in this way it will create something bigger that will come in line with a bigger picture like this one, like ABC pattern. So this is the crucial zone for the dollar index. Overall, the pattern is still correcting, and that is why we are facing these problems as I pointed out before. For the moment, what we can see is only this scenario, so the price should continue with the bullish correction, and the chances are high that it may test 105.4 and the top of the structure. So let's see what is going to happen tomorrow. But I think that if the CPI data will come lower than expected, then tomorrow we are going to look at a very weak USD. And everything will be more clear after FOMC. So we will see how the market will develop. What is very important is also the fact that the US economy probably showed some sign of slowdown in the inflation numbers during the previous months. But I don't think that with 1 month, all the steps, all the measures that Fed actually is taking, probably they are not going to solve out all of this mess, let's say, and probably they may increase also a little bit. As we all know, also the inflation numbers are numbers, so they will not continue to move down in a straight line, just down, but like everything else, they should develop in waves with up and downs, up and downs. So they may begin a bearish trend, but don't forget that they may face also the increase in these numbers. So those numbers may help a lot the bullish move on the dollar as well. So let's see, because everything will be more interesting today, but this is what we may anticipate for the moment. Any breakdown will open the chances for more downside at this moment, will increase the chances here. So let's see, let's see how it will develop. The next one is Bitcoin. I'm going to break it down very fast, and you will see that we are also facing a very strange situation also in Bitcoin, in my opinion. Look at what the price is actually facing right now. Just one moment, I want to make it more clear. We have this area, and here we have the next area here. So I'm looking at these 2 points for Bitcoin. This was our zone. So the first one that we are looking at, 17,600, this was the breakout from the structure, this part here. This was the structure breakout. And the second one that we are looking at this point was the triangle part. So the probability is that price, probably because of the high speculation, it can test all of this zone, and after that we may see the price to move down again. From the crypto market, I'm not really optimistic, let's say, because the crypto market, as we all know, is highly speculated from Binance. Thank you to all of you guys that are joining right now. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much for the support. We are going to look at also Euro USD, just 1 minute. What we may face, as I see, is that probably the price needs to create this type of correction. We are facing a strange pattern, but the market is probably creating any bear trap here, as we may see. Yesterday I shared this analysis. It was shared in this way, so probability was very high for the price to develop this WXYXZ, and the Z wave was expected to rise further. However, it was also the probability for the bearish move here. So as long as we are facing speculation, this move is also normal. But what is very complex right now on the 4-hour chart, we can see this breakout. So this breakout is giving us some data that probably Bitcoin is going to correct because of the CPI data. So this is what we are actually looking at here, and probably Bitcoin can face also the lower part of the structure close to 16,000. At least this is what I'm looking at here. But which is the next problem that we may face? The next problem is the problem with the CPI data and the speculation that the market may create today. So if this market is going to create this type of high speculation before the CPI data, probability is very high that probably we are not in a broken channel like I pointed out here. This is a possible scenario, but probably the price is expanding within this pattern. So we may see this pattern here, and price can bounce above in order to move higher because of the speculation. However, this is a bit speculative right now. We cannot jump in this trade to buy because price is going to move higher. However, we have to be careful. What I would like to do, because I don't think that the crypto market actually recovered, is that if we are going to look at any strange bullish move on the crypto market, I would like to look at to sell close to our areas. So this is at least what I am actually expecting for Bitcoin. If price is going to test 18,000 or within the red area that I pointed out here, I don't think that the crypto market is going to bounce only because FOMC is not going to increase the interest rate anymore. As we all know, crypto market crashed because of FTX, and as long as FTX is still developing here, we may see different scenarios. However, this is a possible scenario as well. So overall, the market is still blocked within the bearish and the bullish scenarios on both sides. Look at on the 1 hour what is actually happening here on Bitcoin. If we are going to face a normal market condition, price should test the support, the resistance area close to this zone, and it should come down more from this point. So this is what may happen. However, this move can happen today. We can't rule out this possibility. And during tomorrow, it can bounce up again ahead of CPI data. So there are too many scenarios, but I would like to stay out of this market, and probably I would like to sell from the top, in my opinion. Bitcoin doesn't have the power to keep pushing against USD at this moment. The next one that I'm looking at is also Ethereum that I have shared. From FTX crash, we can see that market came down. The first lower support was at 1075. Second one was during the block fee bankruptcy. And now the price is actually rising again. So considering the bullish pattern, the price should move up. So what we may face right now is I'm looking at two possible scenarios. If the dollar data are going to come out very good, so let's say the dollar is going to be strong, it means that the CPI data are going to come a bit higher than expected, we may see the price to test the bottom again, close to 1,100. This is going to be a perfect buy zone, considering that price didn't break lower from this area, in anticipating the next movement. So this is the scenario that I'm expecting for Ethereum, considering this zone. But it can be also the same scenario on Bitcoin. On the other hand, what we may face on the upper part of the structure. As you can see, we had this wedge pattern. Price broke down, it came up, and it is still at this point. So this is showing a more clear scenario right now. It is not pushing up for the moment. And what may happen is approximately the same scenario that I showed you for Bitcoin. So this is a potential scenario again. So the price is creating this type of moves within this pattern, and only the breakout from this pattern can push the price up to the first target, that is also the harmonic target, close to 1440. If price is going to manage to break lower from this point, probability is high that we may see the retest of the bottom again. The retest, I guess, should be fast and aggressive if the zone will be broken, considering that it will be all related with the news event that the market is going to face tomorrow. So let's see what will happen within this area. For the moment, I don't see anything at all, so this is just a small pattern. It is not showing anything at all for the moment. Also, on the breakdown of the pattern, we can see only a small ABC correction. So nothing is clear yet. Price can face resistance at this point. It can be possible, and it can move down from this area. So in normal conditions, this is a very good setup for the sell opportunity, and it comes with confirmation. But on the other hand, price can bounce today because of the high speculation with the CPI data. For the moment, this is still bearish, so we cannot look at for buy opportunities at all. However, the market speculation should be very high, I guess. So let's be careful and let's see. Another one that I'm actually looking at since a long period of time to buy. I made the first position. I created a small position on a WhiteBIT token. As you can see, price is still moving within this area, 4.6 right now, and 5, but it was at the beginning, at the mid of November here. I think that we may see a very nice bounce from this zone. However, everything will be related with the data tomorrow. So considering this zone, even if the price will come a bit lower, I think that even if the CPI data will come out good or bad, it doesn't matter. The accumulated volume that was before on this token is going to push the price up again. All of these moves were very aggressive when the price began the movement, and I don't think at all that this move already over, because we saw a perfect high wave development. In normal conditions, we can see the price to create this type of deep moves at the second wave. So we can be in a first big wave, second, and the third should be on the way. So let's see, I'm really focused on this move as long as we made very good profits during the previous time. So let's see again, just 1 minute to check the messages. Yes, we are going to look at EURUSD right now. EURUSD is the next one. So what is actually happening here? As you may see for EURUSD, this is the channel that everyone is looking at since a long period of time now. And we can see that price is creating another trend. So overall, considering all of these days, since the end of September until now, so price is moving up for a period of time of 2 months in this zone. This is the area that the price is creating this bullish move. And what we may face right now. The first area that I'm actually expecting is the area where the price stopped. We have a small area. It should be an area of speculation, so probably the price can create this type of moves up to this one. And let's break it down for a lower time frame. So if this is going to rise more, it is obvious that the price will reach the top of the channel. So in my opinion, this is a must if price is going to continue to rise more. However, let's see what is happening. I don't think that the US government wants the dollar to be so weak. So what we may expect. On the lower time frame, on the 4-hour time frame, I'm looking at the price that is creating this type of move. Probability is very high for the moment that we may see this type of move here. It can develop in this way. However, we can't anticipate this move right now. So I'm just looking at this scenario as a potential scenario. But what was very interesting at this moment is the fact that the price is not creating a new high at all for the moment. So here we are right now, what the price is actually creating. The first one is that the price created this type of move. This is very similar with the moves that the dollar index created. The second one was another ABC move, and look at how the price is reacting from the top. So price is actually showing the probability for another ABC move. I didn't expect this type of deep correction. However, if price is going to move down, the first zone will be 1.0510 at this area here, where the price will face the first resistance, the first support, sorry, and the second one will be the lowest part of the structure. In this way, probability is high that we may see this type of movement, a WXY pattern. So this has higher chances to happen all the time if we are going to look at the next move as a bullish move. If this is not going to happen, then probably the price completed a type of double top structure and it will confirm on the breakdown of this point and it can continue lower. However, we can anticipate that move yet. What is very important that we actually need to know at this moment for the dollar, euro dollar, is that if price is going to bounce above this area, I'm going to delete these patterns right now. If price is going to bounce tomorrow above 1.06, then you should be careful because it can rise further and we can't anticipate where it will stop the move. Because if the CPI data are going to create this breakout from 1.06, I think that everyone is going to anticipate the next FOMC decision. So that is going to be very aggressive after that moment. What is important right now is that price is actually moving down. US dollar is showing strength and it can continue with the next ABC move. As long as 1.06 is still holding the price down, also the price should continue lower. So the stops should be above this area, above 1.06 at this moment. So this is what I'm actually looking at this point. The next one is USD Canadian dollar. I shared this setup during some days. It was probably during the beginning of the previous week, not this week. We had the Bank of Canada that came out with the interest rate decision. They increased by 0.75% or 75 basis point. As we can see, the market didn't react at all. It was a small reaction. So it is getting very complex in my opinion. During that moment, I was expecting for the price that the interest rate decision from the Canada front, they were going to push the price down, considering also that the pattern was corrective on its own. We are looking at this pattern and the price should have moved lower, but as long as we didn't see this move, I'm not expecting the price to move down right now. So we have to be very, very careful in my opinion. The price is also expanding on this part of the structure. It will be very speculative. And probability for the bearish move will come only if price is going to break through this area right now. This is what we have to look at, because at this moment this is getting very, very risky. exists the possibility that we may see the price to bounce and it can continue moving higher. It can happen considering how the price is expanding. Also, on the bigger picture, if we are going to look at the bigger picture, just one moment, I'm going to delete all of this. On the bigger picture, what we can see is this potential here. So exists the probability that probably the price is also positioned for this bullish move on the daily chart. That is why we have to be very careful with USD and Canadian dollar. It might be a possible scenario. That is why we need more confirmation on this pattern and probably after FOMC, not only tomorrow. So this is the bigger picture for the bullish move, but the numbers can push the price down also from this potential pattern. So look at how we are exposed to the bullish and the bearish moves. Also, this has higher chances to continue in this way. Look at how beautiful it looks like in this way. So that is why we have to be careful, and it is better, in my opinion, to stay out from this trade. For one of the guys is asking about GBPUSD. Just one moment. I don't have any clear idea because it is highly speculated with both of them right now. It is not a good idea in my opinion that you jump in this trade. As you can see on the GBPUSD or pound dollar, price is not respecting any area at all where it is right now. So look at this area was already broken with ease from GBP. Look at what the price is actually doing here. Thank you so much, TradingView, for your donation. I really appreciate it. So what I'm actually expecting for the price right now is that we have to be very careful, considering that the price is above the top of the structure. Look at how price already broke from this area. So probability is that it can rise further from this point. However, we cannot anticipate this move. On the other hand, the economic indicators and the economic data are coming out very good, let's say. They are not bad at all from the UK front, from US front. So many of the economies are actually recovering. And in my opinion, pound is a bit devaluated at this moment, so it should rise more. Until this moment, as you can see, price recovered up to July 22, so it needs to recover more, in my opinion. This is only the beginning for pound. However, it's very dangerous at this moment ahead of FOMC. I think that the right moment should be after FOMC, because the market needs to make the first move. We have to be out of volatility in order to protect our money, our positions. And after the market will calm down, we can jump as a confirmed bullish or bearish opportunity. For the moment, we don't have anything yet at all. Look at why I'm actually looking at for this problem here, that we don't have anything at all right now. Look at what the price is actually facing at this moment. So we can see that the price, let's take it from here, is creating big corrections bullish waves and it is coming up again. So this is the actual scenario. But what we may face at this moment? At this moment we may face this type of potential double top pattern, sorry, and the probability may be very high that we can see the price to move lower. In this way, if USD dollar is going to be strong, it should break down below 1.21 in order to continue down further. So this is for the bearish scenario. However, this is a type of structure that is very wide. This is approximately 220 pips. It's very high. The only way how you can take this trade tomorrow, if price is going to move down, it can be executed only with a limit order here, with a sell limit order, but it's very risky in my opinion. And the next one is the potential for the bullish continuation movement. So if price is going to break out above the top, it should continue a lot higher at this moment. If price is going to confirm the bullish move, we don't have any specific pattern at this moment. We have only the bottom and the top. So that is why we have to be careful, because price can create different type of waves before the next movement up or down. So overall we are in a type of trap here. We should be very careful in my opinion. Volatility can do both moves. We can trade this in two different ways, with aggressive approach and with conservative approach. With the aggressive approach is that you can sell right now at this moment where the price is right now, and you should place your stop losses above 1.2340. And the next one is that if you are anticipating the bullish move, probably you can place a buy limit order above the top, and you should manage the stop losses somewhere below the structures. At least this is the only way how you can trade the bullish and the bearish scenarios on GBPUSD. So this is all for today. Hope you guys enjoyed this analysis. I really appreciate all the support that you show it. Please don't forget to subscribe and press the like button for more future content. Thank you so much. Bye bye.